January 2nd, day number 2. We're still here. Just been working out here in the shop. Found an old farrier's rasp. I am going to turn into a little camp knife, bush knife, a little recurve on it. I'll show you guys what I got going on here. Find my pliers. Probably still way too hot to touch here. It's kind of the gist of what we got going on there. Got the handle made, got the end of the blade starting to shape there, and I'm going to leave all these file marks here on the side. And antler handle. I'm going to draw this end out, kind of give it a little swale, I suppose. Yeah, it's coming together pretty good. I like it. This metal, it gets hot really fast and it gets cold really fast. It's interesting. I haven't worked with the file yet, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to go pretty good. I'm going to have a good knife at the end of it. But no, yeah, overall it was a good day today. You know, tomorrow, yesterday with being our fresh start day, didn't really feel as much of a fresh start as what I really imagined it would be. But today I feel it. So we're gonna keep compounding off of that and trying to keep the momentum going. And you know, it's uphill from here, but it's all about the journey, right? So, all right, well, we got our book here, 1 Minute with God for Men. Let's see what January 2nd has for us. January 2nd, vision. Old man eyes here, let's get the light right. Why is it important for me to ask or seek God's vision for the future? You already have some vision of the future. Seeking God's vision breaks your bondage to small ideas that are not worthy of God or representative of God's work in the world. God's vision inspires hope and greater possibilities. By aligning your vision with God's vision for your life, you will be able to navigate your future with purpose and clarity. I like that. God's response. Glory be to God. By his mighty power at work within us, he is able to accomplish infinitely more than we would ever dare to ask or hope. Ephesians 3:20. The truth is, anyone who believes in me will do the same works I have done, and even greater works, because I am going to be with the Father. John 14:12. So yesterday we had God's promise. Today it says God's challenge. My thoughts are completely different from yours, says the Lord, and my ways are far beyond anything you can imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Isaiah 55:8-9. So that's a good one. That's a little bit of change of pace from yesterday. This is it is pretty fired up. It gets the vision going. And what I take from this and what I feel constantly is, you know, when everybody tells you, you know, let God handle it, let's do this, and I believe that to be true as well. Yesterday I mentioned about, you know, the universe pushing and pulling us in certain ways, and that's a pretty, you know, a vulnerable feeling, you know, but you have to be open to change, and you have to have a vision and see where do you want to be, who do you want to be, and along with God, as he will help show you that way. He will push you away from bad things, and whether that be a breakup or losing a job, or you know, a fallout with your family. God is going to push you where you need to go and where you need to be. Um, I no longer really feel I believe in, right place, right time, things like that. Or I guess wrong place, right time, whatever. It's all the right place at the right time. And to keep faith in the mission and your vision is what's paramount. But you have to have a vision. And that vision is going to change all throughout your life. Um, I have a really good friend, um, Mike, and he's like a mentor to me, like an older brother to me, and he gave me the goalpost story, and what that kind of boils down to is, you're constantly training and getting ready for and preparing for and chasing, to kick a ball through a goalpost, or you're running for a touchdown. But in life, it seems like that goalpost just, the second you get close to it shifts back. And what that means, or what that says to me, is you have to be open to change. And even when you look back 5 years ago or 2 years ago, um, oftentimes you'll find yourself with a lot of things that you prayed for back then, and you have to remind yourself of that, and remind yourself of where you came from. Um, and as we go through life, your vision is going to change, and you're constantly surrounded by blessings. Um, but just keep pushing forward and keep trying to do little things better all the time. There's always something to improve on. Um, and God will take you places that you never even thought of. Going throughout high school, and even growing up, I messed around with metal a lot. I did a lot of welding and machinings and things like that. And went to the Army. I got out, hopped right into a welding shop, became an iron worker shortly after that. And I thought that's what I'll be doing forever in some way, shape, or form. But I had a buddy who kind of invited me on a masonry job one time, and one thing led to another, and I completely fell in love with it. And now I own a small masonry company. I do decorative stone and concrete and brickwork, and absolutely fell in love with it. And sometimes, very, very rarely, does it just click. You're not going to have a lot of epiphanies in life. But hindsight's 2020, and it's a lot easier to realize those things looking back than it is today. And that ties into us being present. And being present, you have to be, you have to chase those opportunities. And sometimes something looks good and your gut tells you it's not. And it's all right if you turn down a good high-paying job if it's not really what feels right to you. It's okay to turn down an absolute dime because you're not in the right place in life, and you can't give that woman what she deserves, as a man. And I know that gets to us, sometimes, that pride, and it's really, really wise to be able to recognize it and not waste anybody's time. There's people out there that will say they can do a job, and they just can't do it, and they have all the heart in the world, and they tried their best, and you just wasted time. I mean, you ended up with a bad product, and the intention was there. So that's why we have to constantly work on ourselves. And Change the things that we can change, do the things that we can do, accept the things that we can't, um, and only pray that God gives us the wisdom to be able to tell the difference. Um, but it's good to try new things, and you know, a lot of times you got to take the chance or take the risk, or you lose the chance. Um, so go with that gut feeling sometimes and jump on things, and it's okay if you fail 100 times. I mean, you're gonna learn a little bit, and it'll be a good tool for your Batman belt later on in life. Um, you know, be a resourceful man. Um, be where you need to be. And another thing is we're not ever going to reach that goalpost. So will any of us, you know, we strive to be a perfect man to find this wife, and um, you got to go with the gut feeling, the true gut feeling, um, because there's people, there's coworkers, there's family, there's friends, there's a lot of people that love you for you, specifically you, right where you are right now. Um, and people are meant to come in for, you know, a reason. Sometimes by the season, or sometimes for a lifetime. Um, just try to keep your ears open and your mouth shut sometimes, and listen to what other people have to say, and um, it all just prepares you for tomorrow. Um, but be present in today, and you know, don't have to listen to everybody. There's a lot of bad advice out there, um, but take the good parts of it. See what fits in your Batman belt. See how it ties into your vision, and keep moving forward, and do the same thing for other people. You know, try to give good wisdom, not just talk to hear the sound of your own voice, but to have good intentions, and try to spread, you know, what God's given you. And what God's given you is it can show up in the form of tender love and care, or knowledge, or protection. Um, you have to find the gifts that God's given you, and share them with the world. You know, that's a big part of our meaning. Um, and I don't think that's too bad of a spot to uh, leave it at. I think I think I got the point across for today, and the way I wanted to do it. And just remember, you know, pick up what fits in your Batman belt, save it for later, and just keep that vision in mind, and keep faith. Um, we don't know where we're going, but you know, if you walk with God in your heart, and good intentions, and a clean heart and a clean mind, you'll go places. I promise you, you will go places, and you're gonna meet a lot of people that are gonna be gravitated towards that. You know, people are gravitated towards a man who's present. You know, and presence is confidence, and it's stability, uh, and it's trustworthy, and you know, the people will come if that's what you desire, if you know, want to be around a lot of people. um, but if that's not what you want, and you're happy by yourself, I mean, just being present is just as good as well. You know, stop and smell the flowers, as they say. And there's a lot of power in that, a lot of power in being by yourself too. um, but all right, I won't make too long of a video. um, we're gonna wrap it up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, see ya.